Hey, welcome to Mr. Olive's class. Just a kind of a distance learning intro for you if you've never had me before, just getting to know me for the first time, or if you've had me before, see me in the halls back when we used to have school here. And anyway, two Mr. Olives, as you can see, one with hair and one without. Right now, you've got the one without, so that was the one with. Anyway, um, this is me. So, for starters, just talk about me a little bit. This is my family. I've got a wife, Connie, and then I've got a son, Asher. Polly, she's an eighth grader. Asher is going to be a sixth grader. I've got Evie, who goes to school DHS here. She'll be a sophomore. And then Hume is with us too. She's a eighth grader as well. So, this is us. And yeah. Family is a pretty big deal to me, and I'm sure it is to many of you too. But I also have a lot of pets. Seen here, I've got chickens and a class lizard named Dracone. My dog's name's Mary. She just had 7 puppies. So um, yeah, I've got a lot of pets. I've also got goats, almost 20 goats, and then other things I like to do. I coach wrestling here at DHS when we can have it, and I enjoy watching my kids in their different sports. Polly, Opium, and Asher all wrestle. Polly and Opium do cross country and track, and Asher plays baseball, and then Evie does track and volleyball. So anyway, I enjoy all that stuff. Here at DHS, I teach earth space science and I teach physical science, mostly freshmen, some sophomores, and I teach biology. So I teach 3 different classes here at DHS plus AG. I've got a junior AG group. I have a lot of motions about distance learning with Canvas. Now that I'm 2 weeks into it, and you guys are just getting started with it, every time I can accomplish something new and figure out how to do something, post something, communicate with students, and um, create a lesson, I get excited. And then I'll hit roadblock after roadblock after roadblock, and I get frustrated. So the biggest thing I've learned in the past week and a half is that there's a lot of people that don't know how to do stuff on Canvas, and there's a lot of people that do. And if you can find people that have figured things out, you've got a leg up, and you just keep advancing. People that are afraid to ask questions, worried about looking dumb, tend to get stuck. So don't allow yourself to get stuck, and know that, man, this stuff is tricky to figure out, and you just have to keep powering through each blockade and figure out how to do stuff. So. All right, I'm going to throw it to you guys so that it's not me, a little bit of you. Take a few minutes, think about and answer these questions. They're supposed to help me get to know you a bit, and then, because I might not get you here in the classroom this year, so this gives me a chance to get to know you. And we'll start checking off some of the concerns that you have. There's some Google Sheets with these questions on them, and take a few minutes and answer each one. Get it back to me. So question number 1, what is one thing that you've learned about yourself since last March when we just kind of shut school down and everything sort of changed? What's one thing that you've learned about yourself? I know there's a lot that I've learned about myself. So what have you learned about yourself? You can go back and answer these questions. Next question. If you were absolutely loaded with dough and super rich, what are a couple of things that you would like to collect? If money was no object, what would you be a collector of? I can think of a few things that I would like to collect. If I had huge sums of money, what would you collect? A couple of interesting things. Tell a lot about a person by what what would they collect if they could. I can't speak for your home, but in my home, kids got a lot of chores handed to them as school shut down. So What was the least tolerable job that you were given these past 6 months? What's something you were charged with, what you had to do that you were least looking forward to, at least on a daily or weekly basis? What's something that your parents asked you to do, and you're like, oh man. And have you figured out with Canvas and distance learning, what's the best way to approach asking teachers questions? Maybe not even just like a science teacher, a science question, but just questions as a whole. You know, how do I log on to here? How do I post this? How do I respond to that? What's the best approach to asking teachers a question this year? Have you figured out if you're running into a problem, what to do about it? And then a question that I'm actually kind of curious about. Just want to kind of take sort of a survey, a little inventory. Last question I'm going to ask you is if things went back to normal, what's one thing that you're most forward to having back the way things used to be? What's something that you miss about the way things were before COVID-19 came and we all kind of shut down last March? So what's something that you most miss? So those are the questions I'd ask you to answer on those Google slides that I've got for you. They're posted in this module. And if you could answer those questions and get it back to me, that'd be kind of your first assignment, I guess you could call it an assignment. Really, it's mostly ways that I can kind of get to know you a little bit. So if you don't mind answering those questions for me, and that will be the first thing that I collect from you this year. So thank you. Appreciate it.